They're trained. They didn't react properly under pressure, or they were cowards.
What?
Sir, what's going on?
Gunshots in the store.
Gunshots, and a 22-year-old black man, John Crawford, lay dying on the floor of a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio. Shot and killed by a white police officer, as seen here on surveillance video, almost immediately when they approached him. Crawford had been in the store for several minutes, holding a gun and talking on his cell phone. An eyewitness named Ronald Ritchie called 911.
There's a gentleman walking around with a gun in the store.
Is he got it pulled out?
Yeah, he's like pointing at people.
What does he look like?
He's a black male, probably about 6 foot tall.
Police were dispatched to the store, thinking they were headed to an active shooter situation based on the witness who called 911. They didn't know Crawford was holding a toy gun he had picked up in the store. 5 weeks later, the 911 caller told the Guardian newspaper, quote, "At no point did he shoulder the rifle and point it at somebody." He also said something similar to our CNN affiliate WHIO.
He wasn't actually like holding it to get it ready to shoot somebody.
Ronald Ritchie has not returned our calls for comment, and neither the police or the state attorney would talk to us about Ritchie, who is an important witness to the case. Crawford's girlfriend had been waiting in their car. After the shooting, police questioned her, accusing her of lying, asking her where Crawford got the gun, even saying she appeared to be high on drugs.
You understand that we're investigating a serious incident. You lied to me, and you might be on your way to jail. Where did you get this gun?
Sir, I don't know.
Later in the 90-minute drilling by police, word came that Crawford had died.
Well, to let you know, unfortunately, John has passed away as a result of this. What happened there wasn't a good thing.
Less than 2 months later, the grand jury's decision was announced.
The grand jury deliberated, and they returned no indictment. They decided that the police officers, and the police officer in particular that fired the shots, was justified in doing what he did.
This weekend, Cleveland Browns wide receiver Andrew Hawkins honored both Crawford and Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old from Cleveland also shot and killed by police. Hawkins said he meant no disrespect to police.
The number one reason for me wearing the T-shirt was the thought of what happened to Tamir Rice happening to my little Austin scares the living hell out of me.
I'm like, I still got my hands in the air. I said, no, I just got shot. So I'm like, sir, why did you shoot me? And his words to me, he said, I don't know. I was really more worried about him than myself, because I'm looking at, as long as I got my hands up, they're not going to shoot me. This is what I'm thinking. They're not going to shoot me. Wow, was I wrong?
He's like, please don't shoot me. But why they shot the black boy and not the fat boy?
You know, because they were the blacks, you know.
I don't know who's guilty.
Every time I close my eyes, you know, it's just like I'm just seeing flashbacks.
A pregnant woman was shot dead by police in front of her children.
Hey, get back! Get back!
Seattle police say 30-year-old Charlena Lyles called 911 to report a burglary. But when officers showed up, they say Lyles confronted them with knives. Police opened fire, shooting the woman. She died in the apartment while waiting for medical help to arrive. Her 4 children were home, but none of them were injured. Lyle's sister told a local news station the mom of 4 had mental health problems. Police say they had previously been called to the apartment and arrested Lyles for harassment. That time, they say she was armed with scissors. Now her family says they want answers for what they're calling an unjustified shooting. The officers involved have been placed on administrative leave while the shooting is being investigated.
The male was wanted for assault, and the female was wanted on an arrest warrant for failure to appear on cases related to an incident March of this year, where she was charged criminally with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and numerous other traffic charges. Perceiving not only her actions, but the words she used, we discharged one round at her. In turn, she fired several rounds back at us. We fired again at her, striking and killing her.
What's happening right now? Who's outside?
The police.
And what are they trying to do? Sergeant, what are they trying to do?
They trying to kill us.
They're gonna try to fight me. Do you understand? And I want you to record every part. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mayor de Blasio said bluntly today, Deborah Danner should be alive. Here is what we know about Danner. She was 66 and she suffered from mental illness. We also know that police had been called to her home in similar situations several times in the past, and that they knew that she suffered from mental illness.
Now, we're also learning more about the sergeant who fired the shots, 30-year-old Hugh Barry. Barry has been with the NYPD for 8 years. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson joining us live from the Castle Hill section with new details in this case. Kimberly.
Well, Dave, friends tell me they'd often find Deborah Danner standing right here at the bus stop. They admit she was troubled, but say she wasn't dangerous. Police Commissioner James O'Neill didn't hesitate, saying the bottom line is police here ended up taking a life instead of preserving one.
She didn't deserve to be dead.
Wallace Cook Jr. is talking about his cousin Deborah Danner, who since college wrestled with mental illness. Many here at her home on Pugsley Avenue knew the 66-year-old. She lived in a 7th-floor apartment, the same place where last night NYPD Sergeant Hugh Barry shot and killed her. Danner's sister lives in a neighboring building, was there when Danner was fatally wounded.
I was down the hall from my sister's apartment when I saw the officers rush in, and I heard 3 gunshots.
Police Commissioner James O'Neill did not mince words on the heels of this deadly shooting.
What is clear in this one instance, we failed. I want to know why it happened.
A neighbor called 911 just after 6 saying Danner was acting irrationally. Officials say Sergeant Barry saw the victim sitting on her bed holding scissors. He convinced her to drop them, but authorities maintain Danner then came at the officer with a baseball bat, took a swing at him. He fired 2 shots. Kirk has known Danner for years.
She had a bat. She take one swing, charge her, boom. Come on now. Taser, don't shoot her.
That very issue is now front and center in this case. Did the sergeant use proper protocol when dealing with an emotionally disturbed person?
So our policy is isolate and contain. So
What is isolated containment?
if you have somebody in a certain area, time is on our side.
Danner was in her bedroom. The taser? Since last year, the department made it a point, retrained thousands of officers to use the non-lethal weapon. Sergeant Barry knew how to use a taser. Top brass want to know why he didn't. But a spokesperson for the Sergeants Benevolent Association says Officer Barry feared for his life as Danner grabbed that bat from behind her bed, ignored repeated orders to drop it, charged, then swung at the sergeant's head. But relatives point out police had been here before, knew Danner, that she was schizophrenic. Mayor de Blasio says point blank, Danner should be alive right now.
We did fail, and we need to say it out loud, and the people deserve to hear it.
Now, Sergeant Barry has again been with the department for 8 years. Tonight, he has been placed on modified leave, stripped of his badge and gun.